So when we look at the voice of God in the Bible, there are 3 different ways we can hear his voice. And I'm pointing this out because when people read the Quran, they say that God is speaking to them directly, right? It's supposed to be God speaking to the people. There are definitely passages that you read and you're not sure whether who's speaking, if it's God or someone on earth or an angel or Muhammad. But the idea is it's God directly speaking to people, telling them blah, blah, blah. This is not the voice of the Bible. We do have some places where God directly speaks. For example, in Exodus chapter 20. And this is where God was speaking to the people and giving them commands. And he will say, thou shalt, or you will do this, or you will do that. We do have direct commands from God in the Bible. We have some also in Jeremiah, in chapter 31, in Isaiah chapter 43, where God directly speaks and tells people what to do. That's the direct way God does speak in the Bible. But he also speaks indirectly, and at times it's implied what his message is. Let's talk about how he indirectly speaks. Directly means he's speaking directly his word to us. Indirectly means a little bit more from the side. And I can give examples of 2 prophets who revealed God's word to us in that way. For example, the prophet or apostle of Jesus, Johanna again. He had a vision from God that became the book of Revelation, the last book in the New Testament. And in it he says, this is the revelation of Jesus Christ which came to me. So it comes to us from Johanna, but he received that revelation of what would happen at the end times from God, from Jesus Christ. So that's indirect. We didn't get that revelation from Jesus ourselves, but Johanna got it and passed it on. Another prophet who did that was Jeremiah. In the very first chapter of his book of prophecies, he said, the word of the Lord came to me. So he's telling us what the word of the Lord was to him. So that's indirectly. And another way would be implied. When we read the story of Jesus, we are reading words about him, what he did, but also words that he said. When we read, for example, Injil Matthew. To remember there are many sermons in there, many words of Jesus. And since we believe that Jesus is God on earth, do we think that the words of Jesus are from God?
Yes.
Yes. So we can consider that God speaking to us. When Jesus says, love your enemies, that means God is telling us to love our enemies. It's not said, thus is the word of the Lord to you, you will love your enemies. No, Jesus is saying it. And since we know he is God, it is implied or understood that this is God's will for us and God's instruction to us. There are other ways in which this happens as well.